Good morning, my name's Jack and welcome back to another Rush Gang fishing episode. As you can see, we're back down the beach this morning. It is that windy this morning, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare to fish. The fishing could be really good though. Kind of prime fish conditions, not so prime fisherman conditions. I'm going to be fishing the Vex Dingle Dangle rig again this morning. I haven't used that since I last caught a mulloway off the beach. What I'm going to do, quickly get a bait out in the water, then I'll show you guys how I rig up these Dingle Dangle rigs. I'm actually fishing a new area this morning too, so when I got down here I realised I forgot my headlamp. Didn't really know where to set up, so I mucked around, ended up cooking a breakfast and made a coffee this morning, so I'll roll that footage. Man, that's one way to start the day. Quick coffee, quick BLT. Let's get out there and go fishing. I think I might set up just over there. That zone looks a little bit deeper. I reckon if we set up just in here, could be alright. I'm not seeing too much weed in the water. There's a little bit floating around there. Kind of looks just as good as anything right here. For the guys that aren't sure what these rigs are, so pretty much you fish a circle hook. You can do a snelled rig if you like, or a single. I just go a single. You've got the foam float inside there, so you put bait around the foam float, wrap that up with cotton, and then yeah, that's your dangle. Isn't that there sort of floats up, looks natural. I usually like to leave a little bit down the bottom that sort of flaps around a bit. The idea is that sort of set in the current, looking something like that. Big fish comes in, smacks it, and he's got a circle hook through his lip there. It's a very good surf fishing technique. Fingers crossed a big fish finds that bait. While we wait for this rod here to go off, I also brought a lure rod down with me, so what I might do, sort of walk up and down this zone here, throwing lures around, keeping an eye on this rod, and yeah, hopefully that one will go off. There's the lure I'm going to chuck around, just a big heavy metal lure, something that'll punch right into that wind there, and fingers crossed, there's a tailor or two lurking around. Alright, let's see if we can cast this lure into this wind here. Give me a bit of a mission, I think. Yeah, that's alright. Wouldn't mind it going a bit further though, but we'll give it a few casts. This is the heaviest lure I brought with me, and yeah, it's probably not heavy enough in this wind. It's got one eye on that other rod. No joy on the old lure. It's kind of too windy to cast it out. I can't really get it that far, so I'm going to put this one away and just focus on the big rod there and yeah, try to get a fish on the bait, on the Dingle Dangle. Might actually just knock all the fillets off my bait there, that way I can dice up the frames and the heads for burley. Get a bit of burley in the water, sit back and just chill and wait. Good handful of burley right there. Bit of mullet. I'll probably use the mullet next and then the skippy. Bit more burley. It's actually a really wicked looking zone here. Very happy that there's no seaweed in the water, because yeah, I thought it was going to be weeded out this morning, but it's very fishable. Just checking the bait there, that's completely untouched. It doesn't even look like it's had pickers nailing it. So he'll chuck that same herring fillet back out, give that a bit longer, and then we'll switch up to the mullet. Yeah! That's straight in the oil slick there from my burley, so it's in the zone. Just need a fish to come through now. Ideally a big one. Baits are all cut, the burley's in the water, kind of nothing left to do other than just chill. It almost feels like the wind's dropping a little bit, so I might be able to get the drone up soon for a look around. May even be able to use the lure again. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, it's certainly looking pretty fishy. I am feeling hopeful, just a matter of time, I guess. Fishing smaller baits, just now the sun's come up in that. I think the chances of a very big fish are slim, but it'd be nice to pick up a tailor or something. So yeah, what you're doing is building your bait around the float there, which is hanging off the hook. Just making it, just so it looks really nice and natural and floats up off the bottom. I do it like that. Just, yeah, 2 little fillets around the float there, bit of this bait cotton, just sort of build the bait around it. And then yeah, you got ultimate hook exposure this way. You can sort of mix up a few baits if you wanted. You can sort of go some squid with some skippy or whatever you wanted to do. I'm just going to go skippy, bit of bait cotton, doesn't have to be too flash. Nice feed for a hungry fish. He'll come in, smack that, get a bit of circle hook, and yeah, battle on. Let's get it back out there, see if the skippy can come up with something. It's dead quiet this morning. Yeah. Certainly a bit quieter than one was hoping for. I've been sat there staring at that rod tip for a couple of hours now. I'm going to get my little tiny drone up. Hopefully it's not too windy for it. As a quiet morning fishing goes, it's been absolutely dead, not even a bite this morning. I'm going to put another half an hour in. All my batteries are nearly dead, but what I'll do is sort of turn this into a two-part episode. So I'm going to go home, do all the family stuff, hang out with the kids, hang out with the wife, put the kids to bed, and then I'm going to come back down here tonight and keep fishing with these dingle dangles. The whole area actually looks really good right now. I'm very, very surprised I haven't caught a fish. But yeah, as I say, give it half an hour more here. If nothing happens, I'm going to go home, do the family thing, come back down tonight, put a few more hours in. I'll bring another big rod down, so I'll fish 2 big rods, 2 dingle dangles. Hopefully there's still no seaweed, and yeah, sort of turn this into a 2-session video. Well, that there pretty well wraps up the morning session. Last bait, no luck. What I'll do, as I said, go home, do the family thing, I'll put the kids to bed, and I'll head back up here tonight. Bring a second big rod with me, put a few hours in until we catch a fish. Spewing, it looked really good this morning. I'll bring on tonight. Bring on tonight. Good afternoon, we're back down here. I've brought my mate Josh down with me. I couldn't make it back down that night. I was way too tired to drive back up the coast here. So this is actually 2 days later. We're just catching the sunset. Same plan as what I mentioned. I'm gonna have 2 rods out with the dingle dangles on them. We're gonna burley up the water like mad and hopefully at least a few tailor or something move in. It's a lot clearer and calmer this evening too. Didn't realize it was actually quite that shallow out here, but not to worry, we'll get plenty of burley in the water, get these dingle dangles out there, and fingers crossed, a couple of fish move this side of the reef, and we can have a pretty hot little session this evening. Gonna quickly rush to get my baits out, get the burley in the water. I might try and get my drone up just for a better look around. Now that it's really calmed down out here, you can actually see just how shallow it is, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but we're here now. We'll stick it out, get these dingle dangles in the water, and give it our best crack. Yeah, either way it'll be a chilled night. I haven't caught up with my mate for ages, so a bit of catching up to do, and fingers crossed, yeah, the fish shows up. I'll get these baits in the water and I'll quickly get the drone up for a fly around. It's far, far nicer than it was, what, 2 mornings ago. Quite a different place. So yeah, one of the setups, I've got snelled hooks with the dingle dangle in between, so I'll cotton some bait onto that one. Get that out there. The other rod's just got the same rig that I was using last time. Get the baits out, get the burley in, get the drone up, and then just chill. It's going to be dark any minute. So yeah, this evening I've got a burley log, bit of old bread and whatnot in that bag there. So that there will just wash around in the surf. bringing fish to us hopefully. Oh, this is so much nicer now that the wind's gone. First part of this episode was actually really hard to film. It was that windy. It was pretty miserable down there, to be honest, and catching no fish didn't make it any better, but it's all good. Josh is just grabbing all the chairs and whatnot now. Pretty much going to sit down there, have a beer or two, and yeah, just chill out. First bait going out. What I'll do is I'll fish the line with the snelled hooks. I might use pilchards on that. The other rod I'll use those skippy fillets, the mullet fillets and whatnot. Yeah, I wasn't aware this area was quite this shallow. It's super shallow out here, but at least it's clear as seaweed. It'll be nice relaxing night fishing, and the fish has got to come through surely. Mullet fillet on this one. I'm rushing like mad right now. This ain't pretty, but it is what it is. I'll calm down a bit once the sun goes down. All right, mullet fillet heading out. Right out the back. All right, that's it. 2 Dingle Dangle rigs out, burley bags in the water. I'll quickly get the drone up for a flight before it's dark. Yeah, it certainly looks pretty shallow out here. I'm out over top of that reef right now. Well, as you just seen from the drone, it's actually super shallow area here. It's not what I thought it was when it was stormy the other day. That's alright though, we're here, we're set up. There's a bit of reef in that out the back there, so hopefully we've got burley, it pulls some fish off that. Lost my first bait pretty quickly. Hopefully a couple of tailor moving. Yeah, I've just caught a fish as soon as this has hit the water. On the snelled Dingle Dangle rig there. It's not big, but it's a fish. Oh, did he just get off? No, he's still on. Oh, I think he just come off there. Ah, he did. I reckon that might have been a little tailor though. Chommed it. Oh, that's already more action than what I had the other morning in the rough weather, so it's a start. I just got whacked again. Oh, I think I just lost. No, he's still on. Must be a school of tailor out there. Hopefully this one doesn't get off in the little shore break there. There's a little hezzer. What is that? Oh, it's a little tailor on the Dingle Dangle. Tiny little whoa. Little tailor there to start the night on the Dingle Dangle. He's a bit small, so we'll chuck him back. Yeah, it must just be a whole school of these smaller tailor out there, but I hope there's a few bigger ones. We've been here like 10 minutes, already dropped the fish, caught that little tailor. That's far more action than I got in the 6 or so hours that I put in the other day, so fingers crossed some bigger ones move in. My other rod's just been whacked now. They must have come into our burley trail. It seems like the little tailor has sniffed out this burley bag, so hopefully they'll hang around for a while and bring some of the bigger fish in. Let the waiting game begin. We'll sit out here for a few hours. Seems like those little tailor are left us alone now. It's pretty magic down here anyway. It's a nice night. Really nice night. Got another small fish on here, I think. Man, the bugs are out of control. As soon as I turn this GoPro light on, it's just unreal. Alright, bit of a slow night down the beach. When I pulled up here this afternoon, I sort of seen that it was going to be a challenge. I didn't realise it was so shallow and whatnot through there, so going to cut our losses. I'm going to head back towards Perth, sort of in my sort of more local area. We're going to put another couple of hours in. I'm going to stick with this Dingle Dangle thing till I catch a fish. I got the day off work tomorrow. I don't need to get to bed early or anything, so while I got my mate with me, we'll get down a local beach and soak these baits for another couple of hours. Yeah, I sort of take the blame for this spot. I sort of thought it looked really good. Looking at the charts, coming down here in a bit of a storm the other day, it looked really good, but yeah. Seeing it all calm like this, it's just sand, super shallow. Good for smaller species, I guess, like your whiting and your herring and that, but I want a big fish, so we're going to go back to a place where I know big fish can show up and hopefully there's no seaweed. We'll put another couple of hours in.